We suppress our connection to the divine by not being clear on our emotional body. Because we have a physical body, and our physical body in its needs and its desires for food and sex and water, for 99.9% of humans, they only live in a physical existence. As long as they're fed, as long as they're having proper sex through wedlock, they're satisfied. And then if you're not fed, if you don't have it, if you don't have the sex, if you don't have the wedlock, then you're upset. And so most people live a life of saying, I have it or I don't have it. If I have it, I'm happy. If I don't have it, I'm sad. But that has nothing to do with chakras. So when we talk about activating our chakras and dealing with, this type of content and this type of understanding, is not a normal conversation rather than I read some stuff on Google. But the mere fact of saying, okay, I'm going to take this seriously, I'm going to activate my root chakra. Once that happens, you're entering into the etheric realms. The etheric realms are the opposite of the physical realm. You are physical and etheric. You are something and you are nothing at the same time. As much as you are a physical body, you're also consciousness. Consciousness is absolutely nothing. You can't see consciousness. You can't hold consciousness. You can't buy consciousness. You cannot locate consciousness. But if you are conscious and aware, you know it. If I'm asleep or knocked out, I know that too. But when I'm sleeping, I'm also able to dream and go to different dimensions. Do you or do you not dream that you are different places and feel yourself in different times and places that your physical body does not go? That would mean that you are consciousness and you are non-consciousness. You are physical and non-physical. Root chakra activation brings you into these facts through meditation, constant meditation. So it's one level to sit in a quiet place, nam regging hunker, like and trance out. I've done that. But if you got kids, you got a job, you got a boyfriend, girlfriend, you got friends, family, you might not have time to meditate in the traditional sense. Create the time. But what I do is that I meditate all the time. I'm constantly meditating in the space of doing everything that I'm doing. I'm always meditating. I'm always relinquishing the conscious mind, especially if I'm thinking too much and my mind and overwhelmed. I don't know I'm gonna do this. I don't know I'm gonna do that. I just let it go. And once I let it go, what I'll begin to talk about when we get into the scientific nature of this is that you do not have to be taught activity. You do not have to be taught what do you need to do tomorrow or waking up, getting out of bed. Some of y'all need to learn how to brush your teeth and things of that nature. But other than that, right, you can get up and go and do what you need to do. What you need to learn is how to relinquish this. If you've never been taught this, there's no way that you know how to relinquish your mind. But because we have a physical body, the physical body is very smart. It's going to do what you needed to do when you needed to do it. So you don't have to put any effort into that. You need to put effort into the rest part. We are here for the parasympathetic system, not the sympathetic system. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll explain this later. But the nature of the parasympathetic system is to rest. We must be taught this. We must instill this in us. We must remind ourselves, I need to rest. Because contrary to this, we could act, do, think, work, be in the beta state of mind, create the hormones, stress ourselves out, drain ourselves, and then be like, well, I worked hard. What I want you to do, or better yet, what I want you to try to understand is that you can live your life going in the wrong direction for a long time. You could be 30 plus years old, 40 plus years old, look at your financial life, look at your relationship life, and come to the realization that you are moving in the wrong direction. You could be eating the wrong foods, you could be doing the wrong things lifestyle-wise. The fact that you are doing the wrong things requires you to make a change. But the problem is you could be old and you can be stubborn and you can be stuck in your ways. And this is why you need to deal with the etheric side of your life. Because the physical is so stuck and ruining your life that you have no ways of resetting. Because doing, acting, thinking, working is only, it's a wrong direction that's not going to get you a result. And then you'll sit back and say, boy, I'm tired. To enter into a spiritual conversation, you have to reset your being. You have to start over. And this brings us to the emotional body. Let's define emotions in a way that we could have a conversation around it. Because some people classify emotions as feelings, energy and motion, things of that nature. But I want to be so clear about it. Emotions in this context, so we all can have an understanding, are mental images that cause a physiological response. So this could be traumas, triggers, thoughts that we think, and then we feel and respond accordingly to what we are seeing in our mind's eye. What is the problem with this? You could program your mind's eye, or better yet, you could allow your mind's eye to produce positive mental images that produce a physiological response. Now, if you produce, listen, you do not take a class to learn how to drive yourself crazy by producing negative mental images, because your mind will do that naturally. Why are you in this class? What are you trying to learn? What am I trying to learn? How to purposely produce positive mental images, because the physiological response, we can't control that because we're human beings. All we can either do is say, brain, produce positive mental images, or naturally produce the negative mental images. Activating, maintaining, and sustaining your sacral chakra gives you the ability to produce positive mental images. And we were talking, we were doing some, like I do YouTube videos, and I say, this is not going to make it into the live, right? But part of this, I have to insert into this video. You have to look at your life where you are at now. Because sometimes when you look at where you're at now, you start tripping out. Maybe if the house is dirty and you don't feel like cleaning it up, that is the mental image that is causing the physiological response. Now, the problem of an unactivated sacral chakra is that these things happen all the time. right? Dirty house, don't clean it. Dirty car, don't clean it. Dirty, don't clean it. Dirty, don't, like, shit is fucked up. You don't do nothing about it. That is an unactivated sacral chakra. That is unable to get in front of your emotions. But when you want to do this work and you're serious, you're going to clean that fucking room. You're going to clean the car. You're going to clean your body. You're going to show up as the person that you want to show up because you're just taking care of everything within your grasp. Or you're doing what you need to do to take care of it. Sometimes you can't clean up. But say, for instance, you spend $200 a month on weed. You stop smoking weed and you spend that $200 on a cleaning person because you're too busy to clean. Whatever you do to take care of now. And you're never taught this. So this is why it's so hard. We're going to use our mind to project into the future or to go down memory lane. And to project in the future, we don't know what's going to happen in the future. And memory lane has already happened. But right now, we have total control to do magic, to channel our ancestors, to deal with our soul, to connect, to be intimate, to be vulnerable, to not give a fuck, to just say what's on our heart. We can do that right now. You can call your ex-boyfriend and be like, man, I made a mistake. I love you to death, right? You could do that right now. Why wouldn't you? Because you've suppressed that true emotion, right? So you're either, if I say that, then I'm an XYZ and ABCDEF, right? You don't know what's going to happen if you say your truth. That's why to maintain and sustain an active sacral chakra, you're producing positive mental images. You're feeling good for dealing with your soul, and you're speaking from that place. You're emoting from that place. You are showing up from this place. And it's like, man, what's gotten into you? Why are you so different? Like, you live in Section 8 in the projects, you ain't got shit. And why are you so happy? Because I live in Section 8 in the projects and this is where I'm at and ain't nothing I can do about it. You know what I've been introducing to my son who like to cry a lot? I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to keep saying it to him until it sticks. Crying is not a solution. Crying will not solve your problems. Because I don't want him to think that by crying, he can get what he wants, right? Grown-ass people, right? And it's not necessarily that you be crying, but you feel bad as a way to send a signal to God, like a beacon that say, God, I'm feeling bad. Please help me live a better life or this, that, and the third. No, just look at what's going on in front of you. Say, I've been living wrong. That's why I'm in this situation. Since I've been living wrong, getting me into this situation, I'm going to choose some different shit to do to get me up out of this situation. And I can't cry to get out of it. I can't feel bad to get out of it. I must do this spiritual work to get out of it. My soul is going to tell me how to get out of it. The reason I'm in this situation is because I haven't followed my soul. So let me just give it a shot, right? And that's what I want to talk about. You have total control. You can channel your soul right now, and your soul can give you directions on what to do. And the reason that what I'm saying is not the gospel, God's honest truth, is because your emotions are blocking you from this God's honest truth. So